This is Top Gun 12, so this is the 12th race that this happens for this particular event. The car that we're following was the one at the very far end, right there. That is my buddy's car. Now, I did not make the A main. You have to watch the B main. It was a disaster. It was pretty much demolition derby, which this is what it's going to turn into. My motor was actually on its way out, and it was the craziest thing on the other one. So you've got to watch it to really, I guess, see what I'm referring to. But in the start, I started off in second position in the B main. The guy that was in ninth here, he was first position, so he ended up winning the B main. Then my buddy was in third, and then my other buddy was in fourth. But as soon as the tone goes off, go, throttle it, nothing happens with my car. He just passes me like he's, freight train on a mission, really. And it was funny because everybody, it kind of sounded based on comments that I heard that everybody thought he had motor or he was just like really on it. The reality is my car didn't move, really. So my motor decided to wet the bed, but from time to time it would get power or lose power. Now I've already checked the ESC. ESC is perfectly fine. I checked the sensor cable, everything's fine. The only thing I haven't checked is the sensor board. It might be the sensor board, but I ended up swapping the motor when I got home and then testing it. Everything ran fine. So, out of all the days, decided to wet the bed on this major event. There's this vehicle. We used to do VTA because VTA, the bodies are just amazing, great, beautiful cars, muscle cars from the 70s, really, if you think about it. It's VTA for vintage Trans Am, so from the Trans-American races back in the days, late 60s, early 70s. But this is USGT, and the USGT bodies, these things are also incredibly good looking. To be honest, this is probably what touring cars should look like instead of the half avocados that most of them look like. But USGT, everybody's using gravity tires. It is an open 21.5 motor for this particular class. So if you ever come down and join, it's really fun. But don't use the gravity 21.5. Nobody uses it. I think the only person that's ever brought it to the track, and that was a long time ago, was me, and that didn't go very well. So if you're familiar with the stock gravity motors, there's a reason why. I mean, you would have to add a bunch of timing through VSC to make it work, but it's a blinky class, so that's not going to fly. So keep that in mind. Just get a regular motor. Any motor will work. Hobby King, Hobby Wing, Team Powers, Trinity. There, that's the first hit. A little bit of body tuck. Still has some body tuck. I think he hits a dot and gets rid of the body tuck. But that's something when you're passing somebody, just be careful. Usually the guy in front of you, there you saw he was trying to get out of his way, so my buddy was trying to get out of his way. And the other guy just hit him. But at this point, because he was losing a lap, I guess it didn't matter. And then one of the things when you get body tuck, I don't know if you noticed, but body tuck was on the left side, so he tried taking that sharp left turn, and the car just overturned. So there's a bit of oversteer. Why? Because you're hitting the brake on the inside wheel, in essence, if you think about it. There he gets hit again. So, like I said, it's going to turn into demolition derby. And he is running an X-Ray T4, and to be honest, that car, if you're planning to getting into racing, the X4 is simple. It's really nice. And to be honest, it takes really bright people to make something simple. Something that is very good and simple. Now, the T4 a little more complex, I would say, in my opinion. But it is durable, and you can pick those up for dirt cheap. Alright, this one was kind of funny. Let's replay that one again in slow-mo. So there's my buddy. He's the top car, the lower car, the white and reddish car. I think for a moment there he thought he was a red shell. And he just slammed my buddy's car into the wall. And it's just funny. Now that guy's a really good driver. He really is. Now here goes my buddy. He doesn't really quite recover. He slows down, doesn't want to hit this yellow car. That yellow car, marvelous job just avoiding him. And my buddy has body tuck again. So this race was just a disaster for him. But, you know, he keeps racing, he keeps trying. That's the second time he gets body tucked. He just got slammed into a wall. And you know what? You need to keep racing, but he's right behind the red shell. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And, you know, these guys are all really cool. It happens. Oh, wait, there it is. It gets slammed again. So, yeah, body tuck on the left side. Now it's body tuck all over. I think it was resolved. I'm not sure. But it's funny. Now, sometimes marshals, if you ever have body tuck, sometimes they'll kind of step out waiting for you. Oh, yeah, he still has body tuck. Yeah, there's no way he can handle. So this is a disaster. Everything's downhill. Downhill from there. Now, one of the nice things about USGT, I'm going to point out, the A main, 8 minutes. That's some nice driving. BTA is 7. This is 8 minutes. I mean, look at his wing. His wing's broken. It just broke the entire body. I mean, body slammed into the wall. Hit. You know what? Now that I think about it, I probably want to get rid of him because he's the new guy. New guy in the A main. That was his hazing, we'll say. Yep, still has body tuck. I mean, okay. I wasn't marshalling. If I were marshalling, I would have stepped out, mainly because I know him, so he would have trusted me, and then I would have just rolled his car back. So that's a little side note. If a car ever has body tuck and you happen to be marshalling, you can still see how it's still there. It's still... sometimes if you hit a dot, the body will pop out. That's something to do. When he went over the apex, maybe that fixed it up. Let's see. Nope. Oh, wait, that did. I think that fixed it. But anyway, the point is, you just go, you stop right in front of the marshal. Marshal just rolls it back, and then you just take off again. There are some cases, for example, where the body's tucked in so much. Do not Google body tuck. You're going to get, I mean, Google's going to give you so many random things that have nothing to do with RC. Maybe RC body tuck. But I think he still had body tuck. That's why that happened. But the point is, just roll the car back. There was an instance where somebody, newer, didn't know that, just held the car and was trying to pull on the body, having a hard time, so the guy lost over a lap. Which is too bad. I mean, the only thing you have to do again is just roll it. But there we go. I think there's a few other green shells that hit him, but I have to see. Probably not. So at this point, just retire your car. It's over. Don't break it. Keep going. No, I'm kidding. Here we go. Now, what I like about USGT so far, the tires are actually quite nice. They handle very well. It's similar to TC, but with far better looking bodies. And Sportsman happens to be 25.5, so they're similar. Not quite the same, but they are very, very similar. Here, TC runs 1320. Well, that's the weight, so grams 1,320. And USGT is actually only 30 grams higher. So you have a car that handles well. I would say a lot better than VTA, sorry, because of the tires probably and the offsets. Also a great choice of amazing looking bodies. And the cars aren't that heavy. It's a 21.5 motor as well versus a 25.5. So here he's just getting out of the way. He's already been lapped, so he's just trying not to get in the way of anybody and ruin somebody else's race. Other than his. But at least, unlike me, he actually made the A-main. Well, thank you very much for watching.
Oh, my hair! My tongue! My rod!